Yo, what's up guys? This is Tren with my first YouTube video. Many of you guys, they know me from Twitch. I always stream on Twitch. I'm a Demon Hunter player, and recently for my 100 subscribers I decided to make a talent video because people always ask me, Tren, what do you play? Do you play Nemesis Scales Blades? Do you play Felbrush Momentum? Blah blah blah, all kinds of stuff. So I'm just going to explain a little bit about the talent build, also talents, the honor talents, what I play, and in what kind of situations I decide to pick certain talents. So this is the most standard build for Demon Hunters. This is like the most go-to spec you can go, like as far as going like most damage, like not with the reverse method like Unending Hatred. But this is what I like to play like most of the time. I like to play this because it's like a solid. It's a solid build. You have Netherwalk, you have Felbrush, you have Momentum. You just have lots of consistent high pressure throughout the game, and you can decide to play like reverse magic or cover of darkness depending on what enemy team comp you face. So there are two builds that I usually play. It's like the demonic build, which looks like this, or the Felbrush build. I actually never go Nemesis Scales Blades because I think that Nemesis is very easily to be CC'd. It can be bopped off, it can be bubbled, it can be walled, anything like that. Also, Chaos Blades is like a 2-minute cooldown. Felbrush is like a 1-minute cooldown, but like because of the cooldown reduction, most of the time it's like 45 seconds-ish. But I still think that Chaos Blades can be very easily CC'd, kited, and yeah, I don't really like to play against it unless we played like a one-shot comp and you play against a team that you really struggle against and you just want to like one-shot them before they have a chance. But like I'll never play Chaos Blades if I can, and I'll never play with Nemesis. So first ability is Felblade, and Felblade is just a perfect gap closer for Demon Hunter. Lots of people they overuse their Fel rushes. Like, how do I explain this? Like, they overuse their Fel rushes kind of, in a sense of like, if a paladin or a mage has a blink available, they will just Fel rush for damage or to get momentum up. You also always want to think like, okay, does a mage have blink ready? So I'm not gonna use my Fel rush, because once he blinks away and you don't have Felblade, you're basically stuck there. So Felblade is a very good gap closer. Demon Blades is just a very good Fury builder without any global, so you can just spam your kill strikes. You don't have like a Fury builder like if you would play with Prepared or Demonic Appetite. You need to actually, let me go quickly to the mob here. So you don't actually have a global that you have to do to actually spam your kill strikes, you know? I don't really like that. Then you have Bloodlet. Always go Bloodlet, never go First Blood. You can go Chaos Cleave if you play like some one-shot spec, like with Chaos Blade Nemesis, and you play with Chaos Cleave, so you just spam Kill Strike all the time. Then I like to play with Netherwalk. It's just a bubble. I really don't like to play with Desperate Instincts because it can just proc automatically under 35% health. And you might have like an Iron Bark on you, or you might have like an Earth Shield on you, and there's actually no need, like that you're not in danger under 35% health, and it's just gonna proc your blur. I really don't like this ability. Netherwalk is just a 2-minute bubble. Then we get to Momentum. So Momentum, every time you Vengeful Retreat and if you Fel Rush, you gain a 20% damage buff. And this is just very important into your rotation. You should not just like Fel Rush and just like not do important abilities like I-Beam or Felblade. No, if you Fel Rush, you really want to dump your Fury with Kill Strikes to get the most of your ability. Mass of the Glaive is kind of mandatory. Like most of the comps I play, like Demon Hunter Boomy, we don't have a root or we don't have a slow, so I always like to use Mass of the Glaive to kind of keep my enemy slowed up. And then we get to Felbrush. It's kind of self-explanatory. Felbrush is it's Felbrush. So speaking about this build and compared to the demonic build, right? Lots of people, they make the mistake of like, demonic is really well. It's a really good sustained talent. Like you just do sustained damage all the time. But I noticed that if I play demonic, I have to play with Unending Hatred. If I ever play against a team and I'm forced to play with reverse magic, I'll automatically play with Felbrush. The reason why is if you play with Demonic, you want to have lots of Fury regen, and playing with Demonic and having Unending Hatred and you just get Fury all the time from magical abilities, you can just spam Annihilation all the time. So Unending Hatred and Demonic go hand in hand. If you cannot play with Unending Hatred and you have to play with this spell, you'll play Fel Barrage. That is one rule I always say to myself. But yeah, what else? This is always Solitude. Like if you play double DPS, most of the time you play Cover of Darkness, or if you play with a caster, but it's like a setup comp, so against RMP, I'll always play Cover of Darkness. Against double melee that like will tunnel my healer, I'll always play Cover of Darkness. But I prioritize Solitude if I can. But you know, if the defensive is very needed, I will play Cover of Darkness. Always Demonic Origins. I never play Mana Rift or Awaken the Demon Within. And then we get to this tree where people always ask about. Basically, Mana Break. I don't take this Mana Break for the effect of Mana Break. It's a bonus. Like sometimes I use it only on healers when they're around 40%, 50% mana. Then it gets worth it to use, since it's like on a minute cooldown. You kind of want to use it as a burst ability, like or as an execute. Playing with Detainment is just, I think it's bad in most comps, because it's like on a it puts you in prison on a 45-second cooldown instead of 15 seconds. Unless you play with like a monk, like if you play Windwalker Demon Hunter, you can play with Detainment to basically imprison on temporal shields, imprison the frenzied regen of the Resto Druid. That's when you want to play with Detainment, but most of the time I'll just play Mana Break. Also, I find Rain from Above, it puts me kind of out of position for my healer, and it allows, if I let's say I play against RMP, right, and they will tunnel me, and I'll play with Rain from Above. Once I fly in the air, I can just do nothing but just cast Fel Lances. I cannot kick, I cannot imprison, I cannot like start lining. I feel like this gives the enemy a chance to kind of reset and reposition themselves while I'm just like flying in the air and just slowly hovering down. So I really don't like Rain from Above. That's why I just play with Mana Break. Sometimes I don't use it in game, but that doesn't matter. But when I do, it's actually a really nice ability. So yeah, then we come to the crazy Jihad build that you guys see me play a lot on stream, and that is this the kind of demonic build. And the reason why I play this demonic build, it's very high risk, high reward build, but the thought of this is like the idea behind this build is just spamming as many kill strikes as possible. So you're not going to use your Master of the Glaive, Throw Glaive that much, because you don't have Bloodlet, because we have Chaos Cleave, and this just like Chaos Cleave just does more, like it will just let you do more, like 10% more damage with kill strike. So if you crit, if you do 200k, it will be an extra 20k on the target. Also, the reason why I play Felmaster over Felblade is it removes kind of a global, so I don't have to Felblade anymore. I use Fel Rush anyway, so I just Fel Rush and I can just keep spamming kill strikes like this, and then I can just keep a momentum up again and just keep spamming kill strikes. Like this build is basically just focus on using your kill strike as much as possible. Then I decide to play with Soul Rending most of the time. If it's like against casters, I will most of the time play with Soul Rending then. But you have to understand that if you don't play with Soul Rending, you don't have Netherwalk, you only have Blur, a 1 minute cooldown. So if you don't have Blur up, if you don't have it ready, you're super squishy. So you can just literally die every minute. If they swap you, you're dead. So it's very hard to play this build. It kind of takes, like, you just have to have some experience on like, okay, when do I have to go defensive, when can I go offensive. It's a pretty tricky build to play, but if you get the hang of it, it's actually really good. Also with this build, I like to play with Solitude and Unending Hatred, because you just want the extra Fury regen in your demonic, you know, just to get that burst going, because you just want as much Fury as possible. This is all about doing damage with your kill strikes. Also, I'm playing with Demonic Appetite in this build instead of Demon Blades, because you get a Soul Fragment. It removes. I will just show you here actually. Also, guys, if this guide is a bit if it's a bit messy, I mean, I'm just doing this quickly for you guys. But yeah. So, the reason why we play with Demonic Appetite is this. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys in a second. If you see that I get this Lesser Soul Fragment, if I take it now, it removes the cooldown on my I-Beam by 5 seconds, right? So we have this ability here, which is called Feast on Souls. And when you consume a Soul Fragment, the remaining cooldown on I-Beam and Chaos Nova is reduced by 5 seconds. You also have this ability, it's called when Chaos Nova stuns a target, it has 50% chance to generate a Lesser Soul Fragment. So when I play this build, what I most of the time do, if I play against like a Demolock or if I play against Unholy DK, most of the times you will see me stun the pets. So let's say these are all pets from the enemy. I'll stun here, and you can see 3 Lesser Soul Fragments have spawned. If I take this now and look at the cooldown of my I-Beam, it gets reduced. So this means I can just hop into Demonic a lot more often. And I'm just taking this now, and I mean my Demonic is back already. And yeah, that is the reason why I like to play with Demonic Appetite as well. And I mean, that's a little bit like the general reasons why I play with my talents, with these talents. As you can see, my I-Beam is getting back very quickly, and this will put me back into Demonic as well. I also have Chaos Nova back, so I'll just make sure to I-Beam first before you Chaos Nova. So now I use this, I'm gonna double stun, and it's like on 30-second cooldown again. So yeah, it's a very short guide. But yeah, boys, make sure to also, if you have more questions, just go on my Twitch. I answer everything, and I will just probably do it a bit more in depth. Like when I pick my talents, I will explain it as well after the games or before the game. So if you like this this guide a little bit, make sure to also check my Twitch out. It's twitch.tv/TrentAstate TV, and I hope you guys liked it. Peace.